ultimate journey to Sheffield. 4 days, 4 countries, 12 players. Destination, the Crucible.
Back in the room.
The first leg of our journey takes us from Heathrow to Glasgow to catch up with some of Scotland's big hopes of lifting their 3rd crown in 4 years. Right, we're here on the banks of the Clyde. We're going to talk to John Higgins and the pocket dynamo, Graham Dott. Graham, we're coming up to Crucible time again. Getting a little tingle down the back of the neck?
Yeah, you always get nervous near the time, and yeah, I remember the first time I got there, I really never played well the first session, and just couldn't believe how tight and claustrophobic the Crucible was. And I played well the second session, but I always remember the first time I was there, I just kind of felt as if I'd collapsed.
It's a venue you grew up watching it on TV, and you watched all the great champions win there, and for you to go and win it there, now it's a dream come true. So yeah, I mean, every time you do what you walk through the doors and things like that, I mean, backstage and things like that, it's not the best theatre in the world, but it's when you go out onto the playing arena, and it's so small and so compact, and the atmosphere it's incredible.
Can you remember the very first match you played at the Crucible?
Yeah, I can remember it now as if it was yesterday. I was playing now good mate Alan McManus. Alan just totally thrashed me 10-3 or 10-4 I think it was, and that was definitely a wake-up call, because I think even after the match I says, I don't know what all this fuss is about the Crucible. I says, I think it's a horrible venue, but that was obviously just down because I was feeling so down after losing very heavily to Alan. So, but no, when you get back and you win a match there, and you understand now what it takes to try and win there, it's a great venue.
Brian McLaughlin's one of the reporters for BBC Scotland. Brian, what sort of excitement is the World Championship generating here?
Yeah, well, round about this time of year, obviously, when the Crucible, the ones at Crucible and Snooker, and it really is fantastic. We've got 5 players there this year, 3 of them previous world champions. We've got Graham Dott, we've got John Higgins, and we've got the god Stephen Henry.
You've almost had an embarrassment of riches recently, because you've had 2 in the last 3. You've had John and Graham, so hopefully you can make it 3 and 4.
Well, I think a certain Ronnie O'Sullivan may have something to say about that. But yeah, when you look at it, John Higgins, he's a fantastic ambassador for the game, as is Graham. So the only thing is, I think Graham and John are scheduled to meet in the quarter-finals. I'm just not sure exactly who everyone will be rooting for should the pair of them get that far.
After a difficult time on and off the table, Graham Dott feels rejuvenated following a good performance at the China Open, while John Higgins has been unfazed by Ronnie O'Sullivan's comments that the Scot could be the man to cope with the pressure this year.
I think everybody would probably obviously make him the favourite. So, but no, I mean, at the end of the day, we've always got a lot of respect for each other. I've grew up now playing Ronnie and loving watching him play. Sometimes not so good when he's beating you, but at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter, and I don't think it'll really matter to any of the other players. I'm sure they'll all be confident enough if whoever they play, they can win.
Yeah, I feel my form's coming back in at the right time. I just got to the quarter-finals in China and beat Mark Selby in the way, and hopefully my form's coming right at the right time for Sheffield.
I'm now trying to see if Stephen Maguire might be around for a quick chat this afternoon before we get our flight to Belfast. We've got his number from John Carroll, who works for 110 Sport, and we may just be able to get on fire Maguire if he hasn't scorched his way through the practice tables already today.